You singing.
It's the scramble.
And we're live.
Good
And
morning,
let's see.
friends.
We. Let's see if we're on here live yet. On there we are.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Turn it down on here. So I can see y'all messages. Just wanted to see you in the list. The last minute scramble. I didn't share. Should I share this joint? Let me share it to some groups. I know y'all. Bear with me. Bear with me. I know it's Ghetto Fabians. Ghetto Fab. Ghetto Fab.
Where's
Ghetto Fab. Ghetto Fab.
Can we tell that John is freshly back from vacay?
Yes. Ireland. What's up, Ireland? Illinois. I hate when people say Illinois, like it's noise in Illinois.
Right. There is a little bit of misery in Missouri though.
Yeah, that yes, that might be true. Uh, just hitting people up. See who's up. Who's up? Who's up? I know people be like, this
Good
dude just
morning, Donna.
down. That's my Aunt Donna. Yes, that's my Aunt Donna. What's up? Are you raising? Mom works in Chicago. She raised bridges for a living. Are you raising the roof off the city? I'll be there pretty soon. I'm coming home. Coming home. Come to Chicago. Actually teaching a class in Chicago on the Friday the 4th and 5th. First access classes I'm doing at home. I'm
November.
co-facilitating. Yeah. I got
That's what's
invited to
up.
co-facilitate with Sarah Grandinetti. She asked me if I'd come out and do a Being You and Money class.
Sarah?
Sarah Grandinetti and I are doing a class in Chi-Town. Boom. So I'm gonna come see my mama and my daddy and my Aunt Donna and my brother. But anyway, how y'all be?
I'm just I these are not things that you can tell me at the beginning of a call and then expect me to function.
Why not?
I'm just gonna go ahead and book my lodging now.
Yes, because it's a body class.
I get to hug John and Sarah.
Oh yeah, but that's just the beginning because we're about to knock some shit out the park. Okay, and what I'm excited because some stuff is changing, and I'm gonna talk about that. South Africa, there you go. Oregon, Canada. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop sharing. I'll get back to y'all. Okay, now. Y'all know what we're gonna talk about this morning. I'll be in Cabo 3 to 7 for my birthday. Ah, okay. So I'll see you probably. Oh no, I won't see you then. Okay.
No,
Oh my God, I'll miss my Donna. So no, actually I'll be there before that. Oops. I'll be there the weekend before that. So I'll be there because I'm staying a full week, but I'm working the last 2 days. So I think it's gonna be out of Chicago. So I don't know if I still be at my parents' house, but I'm still working on that. Anyway,
I'm gonna harass you. There's going to be no small amount of harassment about John. When are you going? When are you going? When are you going? When are you going?
Yes. Cabo, you going to Cabo for your birthday, Donna? That's what. So here's the piece about it. I'm gonna use my Aunt Donna for example about what we're gonna talk about for a quick second. Today's topic is money, choice, demand. Money, choice, demand. I'm gonna let that marinate on your mind for a little bit. Let that just sit there for a little bit. Feel like a whoosh. What does that feel like? And we're gonna talk about money not just being physical money. We're gonna talk about the wealth of being. Money. See, most people think of that stuff that you got in your pocket, that stuff in your change, ching, ching, ching. So check this out. What if you thought about change being just what it is? Change. Ooh. See, some of y'all that just want to, you need. Let me just little caffeine. This is my friend from Chi-Town gave me this. Fuck this shit morning. Okay, so this is my good morning tilt. Well, you can't see until you tilt it. This is one of my oldest mugs my dear friend my Carlene gave me years ago. And I like my black tea. See, I'm jumping around here, y'all, this morning because I was sitting on the couch this weekend and I was sitting there 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 and I was like, and my mom's energy, my mom has dementia. And so her energy came to the couch. And once in a while I get a little tear because, oh my God, I remember when my mom was like this with me. And so it hit me. I had this tea. My mom used to take cloves and cinnamon and black tea and mix it together with little sugar or honey. And in wintertime, it just took me back to being a little boy. So I jumped off the couch and said, Tori, I'm having some tea. You want some tea? So I did the decaffeinated black tea because it was late at night. And then my ass will wake up and I wake up, I'm like this anyway, and I go to sleep. Hello. So I can't do that much caffeine tonight. But the point of what I'm getting to, and people are like, what does the tea have to do with this topic? It's a wealth of being. Money is a choice. Now I know some people sitting back there going, what? Sometimes the choices take a long time to ferment, like fermentation, but it's still a choice.
I love that
Everywhere,
so much.
everywhere where you think that money is just you got it wrong. I'll never tell people shit like that, but I'm sharing that because I'm sitting on something right now. If I don't share it with y'all, I'll be fucking up. Where everywhere you think that money is this hard thing, you have to push it out of you got to go. That is something that, especially the melanated motherfuckers, we've been told that for a long time. Meanwhile, as Bob Marley says, you taking all the gold and giving us your Bible. Ooh, I know that gets people upset, but that's not my words. That's my brother Bob Marley said that. So my point of what I'm saying, and people are like, what does he mean by that? What I mean by that is that would you be willing? Good morning, my brother, Mr. Johnson, Dominique. What's up? Uh, what I mean by that is that would you be willing to be in choice of being and having money? Whew. Most of y'all not gonna do that because that's too far. What do you mean by that? Being money. What I mean is that if you wake up every morning, you take a deep breath and you hear, why don't you take and have some money? I know that sounds crazy as hell. I'm on one, but I know, and
Depends on the
some people gonna
audience.
sit back and be like, "But I got to think about it." So all that. See, here's the piece about it that I realized when I was sitting on that plane. So what I did tell my sister is that when I came back from Mexico, they threw my black ass in first class. I've been telling see, and here's the other thing I want people to get. I don't call God God because it's a lot of separation with that. Like when you hear me call Creator or Universe, I got this from my brother Dick Gregory. So I don't want people to think, oh, what he's talking. So I've been asking the universe to be first class. And
Amen.
when it fucking happened, I thought that my friend did it for me. I told Tori, I think my friend paid. I was like, Tori's like, what? You fly Delta. You've been asking, and they gave it to you. Not and this is what we usually do. That's what I'm saying. It gets crunchy, like, well, I didn't do the choice. I don't know if I can do that. You ask, and then the other thing, you got to demand it. And once you demand it, the universe, oh yeah, we can play. Most people can't get past the whole concept of what money is. So
Okay.
y'all might think I'm on fire. I'm just starting a money workbook class. I started this past Saturday. Y'all welcome. You go to my website www.beingjohnasher.com. And most of y'all won't. Because I know that what I finally realized this morning when I woke up, I am not for everyone.
Amen.
And
We are
that's the
shots
hard
of
thing.
whiskey people. We are not cups of tea people.
Not as all. We're matcha and black tea motherfuckers.
If I am a cup of tea, I am a acquired herbal blend because herbal teas, they're acquired tastes. Good morning, Nicole and Will.
And good morning, Karen. How are y'all?
So I'm going to turn this into a free class. Feel free to throw us some gifts at our various payment links, but I really want to offer some tools for being choice because I was playing with access for a very long time before I understood choice and demand.
Mm-hmm.
Choice is I'll have that.
Yes.
Demand is whatever it takes, I'm having that.
Yes. Yes.
And there's also in demand, who do I have to be to have that?
Yes.
And those are the things that I didn't understand when I was first introduced to these tools. through the lovely Crystal Crawford. Actually, I think Dane first, and then Crystal explained it, and I was like, oh my God, it makes sense. And now I know how to use it. But on just like a practical level, because I remember being like broke. And in that space of thinking that money really isn't a choice. And the demand that I made was no matter what it takes, I am having money. Now, I wasn't even aware of access at the time. So that
Yes.
wasn't the sentence that ran through my mind.
Good
But
morning,
the
Lila.
choice that I made was to tithe to the Church of Lila.
Ooh.
If you are in the Access Consciousness universe, then you'll know that as your 10% fund. You might call it something else, but it is setting aside 10% of literally everything you touch.
Mhm.
And its only job is that you have money.
Yes.
So it is a commitment to having money. And what it does on a vibrational and energetic level is it keeps money flowing through your world.
Yeah.
I could no longer tell the story that I don't have any money no matter what my income looks like and no matter what my personal checking account looked like because my wealth fund had money in it.
Yeah. And
Go
and,
ahead.
and then when you start to add up all the other things, the assets you have, you might have a little bit more money than what you think. But here's the piece about it. Having money is an energy. That is the piece. And in my class, I get down with dirty details about that. I see my sister's giving you some tools that this is the basic stuff, and I agree. But it's some
Oh,
dirty
yeah.
down tools that it's like if you play basketball. I don't know if y'all play basketball. Like if you play basketball, you play defense and you hold somebody's jersey when you're playing real tight and the ref can't see you holding the jersey and they elbow you back. That's a dirty move. But that's the down and dirty how you slow somebody down. And when
Okay.
you act, Dennis Rodman was the king of that. To give you guys an example, basketball fans out there, I just want y'all to know I'm giving you that example. Well, with money, it has some of the same games you can play with it. But you got to be willing to be different. Most people don't want to fucking be different.
Yeah. And I want to talk to speaking of the down and dirty and being willing to be different, like the last time I started a 10% fund, because I've started them and spent them and started them and spent them over the decades of learning to wield this tool. I had zero income. I had $700 in the bank, and my rent was $635. And I got a call from my job saying that I thought I was getting the call saying that this is the training schedule for the fall. We need you to come in and like get your paperwork and get started. Instead, I got a call saying the college is closing. You're unemployed. I was like, what? So I did two things. I committed to having money. I took 10% of that $700. I put it in my wallet.
Yeah.
No matter what it takes, I'm having money.
Yep.
And then the second thing that I did was I proved to myself that there was enough by giving some away, which is a wild Christian concept that gets misused.
Yeah.
But
See,
not.
add on to that. What if the purpose of money was an energy of making somebody's life better? And it doesn't. Here's the other piece I want to say to people: it doesn't always have to be cash in the hand. I want people to really get that because it's an energy. Remember, see what happened once I realized that it was beyond the physical money, everything opened up. I do classes. I give classes away. I go on weekends. I go spend extra energy spending looking for young people that are on the run that might have some drug problem. That is me being the energy of wealth. And when it's time, when I'm at dinner sometimes, and I hear somebody and they have this energy flow, and they look like they're grooving and they're having a lot of fun, I might pay their dinner. That is changing life. And I'm not asking them for shit. Because what happens, what I realize is once you get in this energy,
Yeah.
guess what? It always comes to you. I want to go back to what you were saying about having money and being afraid with it, and like it ebbs and flows. It only ebbs and
Mhm.
flows because there is a demand from the universe for you to pay attention to what's going on. Fact. First class. Fact. The last day I left, I made $1,100 in doing one session, an hour and 40 minutes.
Yes. I love
Fact.
that for
I had
you.
nobody signed up for my money class. Now I have 3 or 4 people, and I'm still leaving
Yeah.
the doors open. So what happened? What I mean by that, and the class, and this is the other piece too. Most people is like, this is the piece that I'm gonna say to people that they don't realize in being this. And my sister gave you this because I want people to get this energy because I don't think they really fucking get it. Are you willing to be the most valuable product? Whoa.
Oh, that requires a workshop.
No, no, no. That's just demands. Like after you, if you hanging out with funky ass people, you need to cut them loose. They're the most valuable product. Means I'm not giving people that out no more. I used to do that for myself. No, it
Yeah.
doesn't. It just choose and be like, I'm the most. So here's the piece. I used to give everything away when it comes to doing this energy where people call me, John, I have this problem and stuff. I don't mind doing that, but I'm the
Yeah.
most valuable product. I'm not gonna make myself accessible to people all the fucking time because what happens is that my business is facilitation. If you call me for facilitation, I ain't spoke to you for months, and you actually asking for work. Because what happens is that, and this is especially me, and I'm thinking about more melanated some people too, because I feel the energy sometimes we think that we get into this religious stuff and think that you got to give, 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 give. I found out because I also practice Ifa that when you are going to do a ceremony, you didn't have any money. What you do is you bring a goat. You brought some cookies. You brought something. And
Yeah.
I learned that also from gardening. Once you start taking care and being part of a plant, it gives you a hell of an abundance. I watched one eggplant. I know this is, I'm segueing away, y'all. Just go with me for a second. I love eggplant. It's Japanese eggplant. I had one eggplant. I watered it, I fed it, and it produced this year like 15 eggplants. Usually last year before, I only got just 1, 2. But what I'm saying, when you're willing to be that energy of something, of the most valuable product, see, when it hits your ear, if you feeling like, ooh, what does that mean? I understand because I struggled with that. But I am the most valuable product. And here's the other piece about it. I sent out to some of my friends yesterday. Deion Sanders was talking about somebody asked him a question in an interview. I think I sent that to you, Lila. And he's talking about something about are you what was the question? He said something about being motivated. And he said, I am my motivation. My mom worked 2 jobs to make money meet. And then
Mm-hmm.
you talking about this athlete, this game, this don't motivate me. I realize that I am whoa. Last weekend, I was in Mexico. And in the class, I had a conversation, and there was a hurricane that showed up. A hurricane. Ian, a hurricane, showed up to meet me, John Ashford, after 2 days of sunny water in PV, Mexico. And what I realized with that is that the ocean was giving me an example of being the most valuable product.
Mm-hmm.
John Ashford Jr., Akintola, whatever you want to call me. That scenario was, do you understand how significant and insignificant you are in the universe? Now I know people get upset with that because you're supposed to be small in some mindsets. That's only the person who wants to keep control over you. And I'm not talking to be an asshole. I'm talking about being to the point of actualizing and having gratitude for what you really contribute to being on planet Earth. And some people get and I'm not slamming. I don't want nobody to think I'm trying to slam nobody. I'm not. What I'm saying is, people, what would it take to change your demand? And sometimes, and I'm not, and I don't want to. And here's the piece: I realized from this last trip and being in the water with Oshun, that's an Orisha from West Africa, Yoruba, and Yemanya and Olokun. I spent a lot of time with them this past weekend. Okay. And what happens is that I have this thing that I found out that we don't have to take a long time no more. We don't. I watch the wave come in and the wave go out. I watch a storm from eyes view switch directions and leave and go someplace else. I watched that. Not on camera, not from TV, not sitting on the little screen. Oh my God. I was scared shitless. Here I am at my time, at my place, looking at the storm. I was amazed by the storm. And I asked a question. And this is something for y'all about making a demand. If it's my time to go, okay. But is there any possibility, Oshun, that this can switch directions? Or what energy can we be to be the energy of hurricane? Now, here's some people who might not read a lot. Hurricane was a mythological being, and the job of hurricane was to come in and get rid of the old and bring in the new. How can we be the energy of hurricane? Just a simple question. How can we create, how can we as beings, and that's the collective of us, in making choice and demand with money and beyond. See, money, I want y'all to, once again, I'm not talking about what you put in your pocket only. This is a way of being. And I sense that we do have the capacity. And for me, I got a message from the ocean, and I was just like, whoa. I was like, I'm not slowing down no more. Because I watched the waves. And the next day I went back to the beach, and I watched the waves, how quick and fast they come, and how they change. In one day, y'all, this is the thing, Lila, that fucked me up. In one day, all the sand on the beach was gone. Gone. Just rocks left. By the time we left, the ocean had redeposited the sand back on the beach. Whoa. That's how quick. And one day it was gone, and 2 days it was back. And it just gave me a message. And that's how I got so excited when you said this morning. I was like, because if you make a demand try it, make me a liar. Just choose it, make a demand, and see what shows up. I'm telling y'all, shit's moving faster than you imagine. It's crazy. And it doesn't have to, and here's the piece. Reach out to us if you don't look at us. Stella got her groove back.
Oh my gosh.
I got
John
some more
lives to make me blush every live stream, every single
I'm on one. My book is coming along, y'all. But it's being in the energy and making that demand. I demand, like, what would it take to live so different that every time people see you, they went, wow. Now, you might lose some of those individuals also. Because when you make change that quick, people do this thing of going to the corner and getting scared. And they stay in that corner. Scared, for people who don't understand what I mean, scared. Okay. Right. They get scared because you're so different. See, I'm real willing to let people stay behind.
And in the realm of making a demand, what would it take? You've got, like, being willing to let go of people and even things is part of the what would it take.
Yes.
And I want to drop this for everybody who may not have heard it. The only reason that you are afraid of losing something, releasing something, or letting go of something is because you can't see greater than what's in front of you.
Boom. Absolutely.
That if you could see that losing this Bluetooth headset, I really did leave one with a guy that I was seeing because he refused to give it back to me, means that you're going to get a better one on the other side of it. That losing this house means you're going to get a bigger one. That losing this car means that you're going to get a better one.
Yes.
That losing this relationship means you're going to get a better one.
Yeah, holding on to old stanky ass relationship.
John loves
Don't create shit. But it does create shit.
It does.
Holding on to old funky ass relationship. How many of y'all out there? Ooh, I gotta keep this. But meanwhile, I hate that motherfucker. Huh?
Yeah, that's a whole call for the future.
I know that's another call, but part of it is what you're saying is that, and here's the piece. Now here I'm gonna go scripturally on y'all. There was this dude by the name of Yeshua. He was in the middle of the ocean with his boys, and they were all on a boat. They fell asleep, and he started walking across the water, and the water was rough, like that hurricane when I was in PV. And they saw him, and they said, "Oh, my boy, look at him. He's come. He's walking." And one of them decided they wanted to have him. He got out and he tried. And he fell into the water. And the story went a little bit like this. It was he was willing to let go of his fear and do it, but he wasn't willing to choose to really walk upon the water. Now I took that and exchanged that story. See, Yeshua gave examples of possibilities that we could choose. Somewhere along the way, we've lost sight that only he could do it. I know people gonna get mad at me. I'm okay. Well, like I said today, bye, Felicia. But my point of what I'm saying is, what my sister was talking about is that thing that Christians call faith. And I'm not the one telling you I have it all together all the time, but I'm beginning to get it 90% of the time now. I'm beginning to maybe 92% of the time. I'm beginning, because what happens is you step in the water, you fall out, you get back out the boat, and you try one more time. See, that's the thing that happens. You fall down in the water, get back in the boat, try it again, and maybe the third, maybe the fourth, maybe the next time you actually start walking on water. I know that sounds crazy and far-fetched. Good morning, Nicole. Yes.
It's pumpkin time for you. Are you going to stay for 4 more minutes and be a
Yeah, yes,
pumpkin?
yes. They can wait.
Okay.
They can wait. Because I feel that we own something right now. My sister said, Nicole said, letting go feels difficult, but necessary for greater to come through. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You have to be willing, and you have to be willing to be different. And I realized that a lot of times it's such a challenge to be different because you want to fit in. And this is what I finally start to realize. This is a young man that I'm going to see this week that I work with. And I can't give his name. Okay. I wasn't going to say his name. Okay. So this brother, I'm adoring this young brother's energy. He came to me through work, and we've established a relationship of me working with him. And I'll give you the story. Last week when I was at the airport, I was walking through, and I remember him asking me upon Thursday just before I left, he said, Mr. Ashford, can you bring me something back from Mexico? And I was like, oh, okay. And I got to the airport, and I was going through, and I was like, oh, I didn't give him. So I went and got him a chocolate bar, and he calculated how much the chocolate bar costs. And I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, I need to grab this for this kid, because I knew that this chocolate bar had the capacity to change this person. I know it's just a chocolate bar, right? But when I gave it to him, he calculated how much it cost. And he said, man, nobody's ever given me a gift like this. And I was like, huh? I was like, and the conversations we started having, I can see that this cat is hungry for something more. And because I'm choosing what I'm choosing right now, being in this body, looking like this kid, is giving him other possibilities for more greatness. Just because I'm selecting to be greater for myself.
Yeah.
Now, by being greater for myself, sometimes other people look on like, here's the piece. What's the saying? It's too good to be true. Mm-hmm. How many of you guys live out of that energy? I did. I still do at moments. It's too good to be true. Instead of just choosing it because it is. What would happen if you were willing to choose that energy? And by saying that's the money, that's the choice, that's the demand. It's too good to be true. That can't be. That's only for people over there. What if you were those people over there? And I say that because when my sister sent me that last night, this concept, I was like, yeah, that's absolutely true. So, and we won't choose that because that's impossible. Would be willing to be impossible? Because remember this, in the word impossible, if you take I'm off, it's possible. Or you could say I'm possible.
Yeah,
I don't know if that makes sense for y'all. I hope it makes sense.
I love that.
I hope it makes some sense for you. But I want to invite people to this money class I'm doing. It's 10 sessions. You get the recording for this past one we did Saturday. And I know people gonna be like, it's $350. It's $35. It's cheaper than going to the basketball game. If you go see the Blazers or the Bulls, whatever, it's cheaper if you got good seats. Now, if you sit up way high, you might be out, but you can't get no popcorn or no beer or anything. Because anyway, my point is, the reason I'm saying that, and you have to go to my website because people say, well, where do you go? www.beingjohnashford.com. Go on there and you see Money Workbook class, or you DM me and I say, hey, what's up? We can talk about it. But anyway, and if you have money issues with it and you, it's $350, I'm flexible. So, and I'm saying that because I'm kind of excited about this, because I think that people, when you sent this out, money, choice, demand, I was just like, fuck, she's in my head. I was like, I like when Lila does that to me. It's like, boom. It's like, but anyway, what?
We have a lot of subtopics under money.
Yes. Oh my God. And in that class, in the 10 sessions, the classes are hour and about hour and 15 each. And then there's a Telegram chat. Like this morning before I jumped on, I put a bunch of stuff in the Telegram chat. I hear people, there's songs I put in there. And the reason I do that is because what I'm realizing that if more people had conversations with this topic, because it's at the core of a lot of things, I believe that people would live differently. I know they would live differently. Like just the 10%, like when you talk about the 10%, like what happens when you spend your 10%? You just put it back. What?
I pay myself with interest. If my
Yeah.
bank and my credit card and my
Yeah.
student loans can get interest, I can get interest.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah.
I did. It was how my daughter got to go on her 8th grade trip.
Uh-huh.
Was I borrowed from the bank of Lila.
Yes.
And then I paid me back with interest.
Yeah. And if this sounds impossible, how do we DM you? You go to Facebook. You're on. Okay, that's right. Go to
YouTube.
you're on YouTube, Nicole. So Nicole, just go to my website. Here, my email address, or you can go to Messenger, John Ashford. You're not on there. Okay, let me give you my
Go to beingjohnashford.com.
and then you can email me on that. So that's it. Thank you, sister. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry about that. My mind went, but okay. The power also of finding people, and I'm gonna put this sister on blast here. Also, the money, choice, and demand is that you ask the universe to surround you with individuals that challenge you, that question you, that encourage you, that inspire you. That's what this sister does. Lila, I know she's looking like, who are you talking about? I'm talking about you. Don't go blank on my ass. And I say that because I've been blessed to have a number of people around me like that. And when you have that, that starts to encourage your money. It starts to increase your choice, and your demands are off the fucking chart.
I wanted to warn people because you just threw people off of a cliff. Listen, y'all, do it, but only if you want your life to change. Only if you want greater.
Yeah.
Only if you're willing to pull up those big girl, big boy pants and lace up that corset, whatever the boy version of that is, because it is not for the faint of heart, friends.
Not at all. But I promise you have more fun than you ever freaking imagine. There are pictures that if you go to my Facebook page or my YouTube, there's some on my YouTube too. You'll find pictures of me coming just back from Mexico and where I was staying. And I took pictures every morning because first it was last minute. I didn't expect to make any money. I took a class. I learned more than I thought I was going to ever learn. But then the beauty of planet Earth, oh my, just the wealth of the beauty of the people in Mexico, just the
Yeah.
wealth of being in the ocean and feeling the temperature of pea water. What I mean by pea water, it was so warm that I thought God peed on me. I was like, well, what do you think? That's kind of, I know, I know people, I know I'm kind of freaky, but anyway, what I'm saying, I hope it doesn't, if it offends you, then you don't want to hang out with me because I'm like this. I
You
like making fun of
don't.
everything. So, but the thing about it, but my point of it is that it just also, this money, choice, and demand also opens up this huge door. The Oprah Winfrey in the United States, she talk about gratitude. You start having gratitude for everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, y'all, I got to go see some kiddos.
That's definitely a future conversation.
Yes, and I got to go get my license plates tags. I forgot to do that. Lila didn't remind me. I'm just kidding. Anyway, I hope to see y'all next week. Sorry that we weren't here last week, but we just took a hiatus, and I was in the midst
John
of,
was in Mexico.
yeah, playing in water. I went jet skiing too. That's the type of stuff that you do that you're like, whoa, 59 years old and I'm jet skiing still. How does it get?
John asked for it. And friends.
Yes.
I was in a helicopter last week.
See, but see, I want so pick up this vibe. We ain't your average. How that song? I ain't your average. What I can't remember what's her name was saying that. What's that girl's name? That's this dude saying that. Irie, Indie Irie. I'm not your average something. Anyway.
Oh, you got video in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you about it when we're done.
Okay, but that's who we be.
Yeah.
And I'm inviting all of you all to join us. I got to get out of here. Peace.
Bye, friends.
Love y'all. See y'all next week.